If you cannot answer why this prediction, you do not really control the model. Fix that today. This is where you'll learn to train the pipeline on a tiny dataset and explain one decision with its top reasons, so you get trustworthy why. A clear mental model for why predictions happen. I'm Professor Pi, teaching AI foundations with simple Python. Machine learning can make accurate predictions, but accuracy alone does not build trust. Teams and stakeholders want a clear answer when a model says one customer will churn and another will not. That is the why question. Shap is a practical way to turn a single prediction into a list of understandable reasons. It plugs into a small Python workflow and gives answers you can show to engineers and non-technical partners. At a human level, Shap asks how much each feature pushed the prediction away from a typical baseline. Think of the baseline as the average or expected prediction. Each feature either pushes up or pulls down from that baseline. Summing those pushes recreates the model prediction. That property is what lets Shap actually answer why, because it is additive and decomposes a single number into intuitive pieces. We will build a tiny regression example, fit a simple linear style model, and then use Shap to explain one row. The code is minimal, so you can follow every step. The first snippet sets up the tiny dataset and the fitted weights, so the explanation has a concrete prediction to split apart. This snippet prepares a minimal, deterministic regression setup, so we have a concrete prediction to explain later. It seeds a random generator for stable data and creates a small feature matrix called X. The target values Y combine a constant term, a weighted sum of features, and a bit of Gaussian noise to make outcomes realistic. The variable W hat holds the fitted weights, computed using a pseudo-inverse on an augmented design matrix with an intercept. Finally, the print shows print0, which is the model's prediction for the first row of X. Seeing this baseline prediction matters, because Shap will soon decompose exactly how it was formed. Next, we wrap the trained model, so Shap can compute contributions for a single row. This example wraps our model in the function f, which maps a batch of rows to predicted targets by applying the learned weights W hat with an added intercept. The variable b holds a small background set that defines the reference distribution Shap uses to compute contributions. The call shap.Explainer builds an explainer x for our function, and x 0 to 1 produces an explanation phi for the first row. The base value is the expected prediction over b, and the Shap values and phi values sum to the difference from that baseline. Using more background rows stabilizes base and contributions, but increases compute time. The printed numbers confirm additivity and set the context. Now we convert raw Shap numbers into a plain language answer for the teammate asking why. This code turns the raw, local Shap values into a human answer to why the prediction happened. The list names gives readable labels for the three features. The array vals holds the Shap attributions for our chosen row, one number per feature describing its additive push relative to the base value. The operation argsort on the negative absolute values returns indices sorted by impact magnitude, and we select the top index. The variables top and contrib then capture the most influential feature and its signed effect. The printed result identifies the main driver and its direction, which directly answers the teammate's why question. To show that context matters, we repeat the explanation with a different baseline. This snippet rebuilds a shap.Explainer using a much smaller background set named B2 to illustrate how context affects explanations. The variable x2 is a new shap.Explainer object with b2 as the reference. And phi2 explains the same row as before under this new context. The extracted base 2 is the expected prediction under b2, and delta computes how much that baseline move compared with the earlier base. With fewer background samples, the baseline can swing more because the expected value is estimated from less data. Increasing the size of b2 typically reduces this swing, but requires more computation. The printed delta quantifies the context shift you introduced. Finally, we scale from one row to the whole tiny dataset to see what matters overall. This example scales up from a single row Y to a dataset-wide view of what matters overall using shap. The variable FIS holds explanations for all rows in X, produced by the existing explainer EX with the original background. Taking the absolute values and averaging across rows yields MAGs, the mean magnitude of each feature's contribution, which is a standard global importance measure in shap. The index GDX and label GTOP identify the most consistently influential feature, and G-score reports its average effect size. The printed pair names the dominant driver across the dataset, guiding debugging, simplification, and stakeholder communication. To map this toy to a real system, imagine a marketing team using the same flow on 100 rows of customer data. The single row answer helps explain a specific decision for a customer, while the average importance helps prioritize which features to collect or simplify across the model. Both are useful for audits and for building trust before deploying to production. Recap. What it is, shap gives an additive decomposition of a prediction into per-feature contributions. When to use it? When you need a clear local Y for individual predictions, and a consistent global view across examples. One caveat: the baseline you choose matters and can change the story. Next step, tune the background sample size and measure how stable the base value and top features become as you increase it. If AI Foundations in Python help, subscribe and watch the AI Foundations videos.